Welcome to the review. Today I'm taking you back to the 80s with a look at 10 short-lived and failed sitcoms from 1988. From familiar faces trying to make a comeback to fresh new actors just getting their start.
All right, that's way cool.
Leave a comment below with which one of these you remember and which ones definitely deserved a longer run. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Raising Miranda.
Always did and always do, 'cause after all the changes you go through, you will still be you, and you don't have to change your dream.
Created by Jane Anderson from Facts of Life, this sitcom follows Donald Marshak, a building contractor in Racine, Wisconsin, who suddenly finds himself a single parent when his wife Bonnie attends a self-improvement class and abruptly abandons him and their 15-year-old daughter Miranda in order to go find herself.
Yeah, you know, Bonnie. Troy just took off on one of those wacko workshops. You know, where they sit around talking to dead people?
Why the hell would anyone want to run away to Phoenix?
We're not talking about anyone. We're talking about Bonnie.
Donald is forced to serve as both father and mother to a distressed teenage girl.
I couldn't find the mustard.
It's in the refrigerator.
I looked.
Mom just bought some.
Maybe she took it with her.
The series starred James Naughton, Miriam Flynn from the Vacation movies, Steve Vinovich, and probably the highlight of the series for me was Bryan Cranston as Miranda's wacky unemployed Uncle Russell, who lives in a van permanently parked in the driveway.
That was a rough trip. My girlfriend ditched me for some burnout.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and then I come back here to the bosom of my family and find out my sister split on me. Bummer.
Released November 5th, 1988 on CBS, following Dirty Dancing the series and going up against the hit sitcom Amen. Ratings started low and remained throughout its run, and the series was canceled after airing just 7 of its 9 produced episodes. Even though the series was sold as a sitcom, the storyline was a bit depressing, with mentions of Miranda's mother abandoning the family being brought up in every episode.
I mean, Marcine blasted the whole school about Mom. Everyone kept coming up to me wanting to know if I was all right. My teachers kept giving me sympathy smiles. And then you come home and yell at me for something that isn't even my fault.
Miranda, I'm not yelling at you.
Yes, you are.
This is probably the reason audiences didn't quite connect or laugh. Coming in at number 9 is Baby Boom. Based on the 1987 movie of the same name, which followed J.C., a stylish, single, Harvard-educated lawyer, aggressively pushing her way up the ladder at a large corporation. Then, on her doorstep appeared baby Elizabeth, left to her by a recently deceased English relative. J.C.'s high-powered career was thrown into turmoil. She tried hard to juggle the demands of instant motherhood and career, but never could quite seem to decide which life she wanted. The cast was an odd mix, which included former Charlie's Angel Kate Jackson, The View co-host Joy Behar, Curb Your Enthusiasm's loudmouth Susie Essman, and reprising his role as Fritz Curtis was Sam Wanamaker. Premiering September 10th, 1988 on NBC to decent ratings. However, episode 2 didn't air for over a month later, and viewership was immediately cut in half. Ratings continued to slip week by week, and after the 7th episode, the series went on hiatus. It returned in July the following year, airing just 3 more episodes. The series was then officially canceled, leaving 3 episodes unaired. Baby Boom the series just didn't hold up against the critically acclaimed film, and audiences tuned out fast. One positive note, though, creators Nancy Myers and Charles Shire insisted the series not be produced with a laugh track, which they thought cheapened the series. Coming in at number 8 is The Dyke Show. This series starred Dick and Barry Van Dyke, real-life father and son actors who worked together once before, when Dick guest starred in a fourth season episode of Airwolf. The series followed Matt Burgess, a small regional theater owner in Pennsylvania, and his father Dick, a Broadway musical star who gives up his life in New York to live and work with his son at the theater.
All I'm saying is that maybe my dad should consider getting his own apartment.
Most of the comedy centered around the father-son relationship and the dynamics of the family and theater employees.
I mean, I do whatever I want. I listen to music, read a book, cook eggs in the nude.
Don't ever invite me over for breakfast.
The series also starred Maura Tierney as Matt's secretary Jillian and Whitman Mayo as Doc, the stage manager. Premiering October 26th on CBS, going up against Growing Pains on ABC and Unsolved Mysteries on NBC, both of which absolutely demolished the Van Dyke Show in the ratings. The series was generally panned by critics and failed to build an audience. After airing just 6 episodes, the Van Dyke Show was canceled, leaving 4 produced episodes unaired.
You bring them up, you teach them everything you know, they want nothing to do with you.
What happened? Your dog run away?
The show wasn't really that bad. It had some good laughs, but just couldn't compete with the more popular shows of the era. Up next at number 7 is First Impressions.
Trying to make the clients feel like number one. We're in Omaha, we're in advertising. The idea here is to get the job done. We'll sell pizzas and tombstones and color TVs. There's no job that's ever too small.
Created by writing duo Lawrence J. Cohen and Fred Freeman, who wrote episodes for popular shows including The Andy Griffith Show, Bewitched, The Dick Van Dyke Show, and Gilligan's Island. In this series, Brad Garrett stars as Frank Dutton, owner of an advertising agency in Omaha, Nebraska, who does impressions to sell his commercials.
Hey, First Impressions, you know? Something funny if you're looking for a little comedic respect. First Impressions.
Frank is also a single dad to his 9-year-old daughter and is looking to start dating again. A classic sitcom trope as old as time. Premiering August 27th on CBS, First Impressions got beat in the ratings by A Repeat of Facts of Life and Supercarrier. Definitely not a good start for a new series. Week by week, the numbers continued to fall, and CBS pulled the plug after airing its 5th episode, leaving 3 episodes on the shelf. The series was very forgettable and relied too much on the played-out concept of Brad Garrett constantly doing impressions. A poor concept, a lackluster leading man, made this series one of the worst comedies of the year. Number 6 is Annie McGuire. This series was created by veteran writer-producers Elliot Schoenman and Paul Wolf. Annie McGuire follows the story of newlyweds Annie and Nick McGuire, who are balancing a blended family with kids from different marriages and their demanding careers.
Hit a man in a wheelchair with a lead pipe.
Yes, and when he dropped the gun, I captured him and I wheeled him to the police station.
Now, let me get this straight. You knocked out and captured a handicapped mugger?
Yes!
The series starred Mary Tyler Moore as Annie, Denny Arndt as Nick, and a young Adrian Brody as Lenny McGuire.
Hi, guys.
What are you doing here?
Look, I live here, remember?
Fine. What do you want?
I came to get my football, you mind?
Good. Get the football and get out of here.
What's the matter with him?
Premiering October 26 on CBS, following The Van Dyke Show, and going up against a new episode of Head of the Class, which absolutely crushed Annie McGuire in the ratings. Even though the series was loved by critics, viewership declined week after week, and by the 8th episode, CBS decided enough was enough, and canceled the series, leaving 3 additional episodes unaired. Annie McGuire was different than most sitcoms of the era. They dropped the laugh track and went with a single camera format, which set it apart from the standard sitcom setup of the time.
What exactly is her handicap?
I'm not sure.
The woman is coming to dinner and you don't know what her handicap is?
What difference does it make?
Honey, it makes a big difference. Look at Charlie's place. No chair. That's because Charlie is bringing a chair. What if she's in a wheelchair? What if she can't use her arms? There's a knife and fork at her place.
She can use her arms.
How do you know?
She's driving here.
Well, I saw a woman on 60 Minutes drives with her feet.
I personally thought the series was pretty good with plenty of laughs.
Excuse me, I'm the...
Hey, Murphy! Mr. Broder knocked out the guy in the wheelchair.
It just simply wasn't given enough time on air to build a solid audience. And CBS is to blame for giving up on this one too soon. Next up at number 5 is Just in Time. Starring and produced by Tim Matheson, this romantic comedy follows Harry Stadlin, the new editor of West Coast Review magazine, who starts to shake things up at the office.
He'll shake this place up. Get rid of some of the real losers around here.
Yeah, and you'll be the first to go, Jack.
Me? He'd never fire me. Never. Why, what'd you hear?
Each episode shows the inner workings of the office setting, along with the romantic tension between Harry and Joanna. Think The Office, but with about a third of the laughs.
I've been the backbone of this magazine for 4 years now, and nobody tells me how to design a cover.
Well, maybe that's the problem there. Someone should have, because I look at this, I can't tell what the hell you're trying to say here.
Premiering April 6th on ABC following Hooperman, and going up against a new episode of Jake and the Fat Man. Ratings started out pretty solid, but began to drop after episode 3 when Highway to Heaven returned with new episodes. After airing all 6 episodes produced, ABC decided not to invest in any more episodes, and the series quietly disappeared. The series simply wasn't funny enough for a comedy, and the romance hinged on the classic will they or won't they TV trope that's been played out for years.
Well, there are 2 things you should know about me, Joanna. I never go back on my word, and I never bluff.
Very middle of the road and very forgettable. At number 4, we have Trial and Error. Originally conceived by comedian Tommy Chong, and then reworked by Don Siegel and Jerry Persigan for CBS. The story follows 2 Latino roommates, John Hernandez, a successful straight-laced attorney, and his slacker buddy Tony Rivera, a t-shirt salesman. In each episode, the 2 get themselves into some sort of trouble, and comedy ensues. Similar to shows like The Odd Couple.
You mean you just can't barge in on a man having a fling with his mistress?
Are you serious? What do you think the man cares more about? His life or a night of passion with some cheap tramp?
Well, you know him better than I do.
The cast included Paul Rodriguez, Eddie Velez, and interestingly, in episode 2 titled Bon Appetit, you can catch a young Brad Pitt in one of his first paid acting roles as a bellboy.
All right, that's way cool.
Premiering March 15th on CBS, going up against the pilot episode repeat of The Wonder Years, and a new episode of Matlock, both of which demolished Trial and Error in the ratings. The following week, CBS decided to move it to 8 p.m., where it went up against a new episode of Who's the Boss. Unfortunately, that was a disaster as well. After airing just 3 episodes, CBS pulled the plug, leaving 5 episodes on the shelf.
Well, all's well that ends well.
Even though the concept had been done before, the series was pretty entertaining and funny.
I love it.
And definitely deserved a longer run with some time to develop an audience. CBS just pushed the panic button way too soon. Number 3 brings us to Family Man.
Got to be a family man. Got to be a family man.
Created by Primetime Emmy Award winner Earl Pomerantz, known for developing shows like Major Dad and Best of the West. He also wrote for the series Cheers, Newhart, and The Cosby Show. Family Man follows the story of Shelley Tobin, a middle-aged comedy writer married to a much younger wife with 2 children of her own. He faces the trials and tribulations of raising 2 stepchildren and 1 biological child. The series starred Richard Libertini, Mimi Kennedy, and a young Allison Sweeney before her long stint on Days of Our Lives. Pomerantz took a lot of inspiration from his own life. Every story was something that happened either in his childhood or adulthood. He even reproduced his own living room in Pacific Palisades as the living room set for the show, so this was very personal. Originally developed for NBC but sold to ABC, the series was picked up to air on its popular Friday night, which would become TGIF the following year. Premiering March 18th following a new episode of Mr. Belvedere, and going up against new episodes of Dallas and Miami Vice. Ratings started out low and remained the lowest rated show on ABC's Friday night. After airing just 7 episodes, ABC pulled the plug. From the episodes I found online, the series simply wasn't funny or entertaining.
Women who don't work, they're just not worth talking to.
And it definitely couldn't compete in the crowded lineup. At number 2 is Eisenhower and Lutz.
Hey there, baby, don't I know you? Weren't you my JC? A Palm Springs rebel, handsome devil, chasing a big-time dream. You were always running with the wind at your back, looking for a big red Cadillac and a beautiful girl or two. Sitting right next to you. Now tell me why, tell me why.
Created by Alan Burns, this series stars Scott Bakula as Barnett Bud Lutz Jr., a struggling lawyer in Las Vegas who relocates with his girlfriend Megan to Palm Springs, hoping to attract richer clientele. His father, Bud Sr., added Eisenhower to the firm's name to attract clientele and sound a little sophisticated.
Who's this Eisenhower I've never met?
Just figured this would give us a little class.
His ex-Kay, a lawyer at a local prestigious law firm, also re-enters his life to complicate things.
Hello, buddy.
Jeez almighty, KK. Is that you?
The cast also included Henderson Forsyth, Delane Matthews, Leo Jeter, and Patricia Richardson. Premiering March 14th on CBS following Kate and Allie, and going up against new episodes of McGuire and the Hogan Family. Ratings started out pretty solid, but in the weeks that followed, the numbers were very inconsistent. On top of that, it kept getting bumped for things like the NCAA Finals and the Miss Universe pageant. Critics and viewers felt the tone was dated and disconnected from the edgier sitcom humor expected in the late 1980s, and the series was canceled after airing 13 episodes. Alan Burns must have had some faith in the cast, though, because he reunited Richardson, Matthews, and Jeter for his next short-lived sitcom, FM. Topping off the list at number 1 is the Thorns.
With millions of unemployed and beggars you can't avoid, it's pitiful, dear, but we're all right.
Created by Alan Light, the series follows married couple Sloane and Ginger Thorne as they try to climb the social ladder.
You see, I do so want to join the Betsy Ross Society. It's a club that does such wonderful work.
That club is nothing but a bunch of rich ladies sitting around sipping tea and showing off their jewelry.
You know the club.
Newly rich and snobby, their pretentious behavior extends to their offspring, Chad, Joey, and Edmund.
Uncle Marshall, could you take me to Africa?
You've never been to Africa?
No, me neither.
Me neither.
Oh, you poor, underprivileged children. Of course I'll take you.
The cast included Tony Roberts, Kelly Bishop from the Gilmore Girls, and Lori Petty.
No, this is Cricket, the mother's helper.
Premiering January 15th on ABC following Mr. Belvedere, and going up against new episodes of Dallas and Miami Vice, which was a very competitive time slot. Numbers started out low and continued to drop every week. The series went on a 2-week hiatus after episode 5 because of the Olympics. When it returned for 2 more episodes, ratings were at an absolute low, and the series was replaced the following week by another short-lived series, Family Man, leaving 5 episodes unaired. While the series had its loyal fans, I personally didn't find it very funny. The storylines were bland and the comedy non-existent. It definitely didn't belong in ABC's Friday night lineup. As always, thanks for watching. And if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more videos just like this.